What's good, guys, and welcome back to the Tremendous Show with my beautiful brother and co-host, LugaVelz. It's kind of sad, the circumstances that we're doing this video in, but this madman here chose to do it. So,
it's only right, man.
How are you feeling today?
As I always say, I'm feeling tremendous, healthy, ecstatic, happy. I feel good. I'm not gonna lie, man. I feel spectacular. God willing, man.
Obviously, as you can see, guys, like this
as you can see,
it's sad.
It's not sad, man.
Alhamdulillah, but as you lot can see, bro, help me out, man. Help me out.
As you can see, I don't know if you can see, but I got shot in it.
They can see.
Yeah.
Today, it's going to be an interview about LugaVelz, my broski, and getting to know you a bit better and your story. So, would you like to talk us through school, your younger years of like...
As I said before, I was...
family and school, sorry.
Yeah, no, it's flipping. Basically, from young, I was born in Chelsea at Westminster Hospital, raised Labra Grove. It's funny enough, even though like from young I was basically living in Power Square, I used to live in like the other side of like Grove, innit? Grove is like, we got two postcodes, W11, W10, and I was kind of living in like the W10 side next to like Balfour Estate, and then when I was, I think about maybe like 5 or something, moved to like Power Square. And then from there, I've been living there, innit? Well, I was living there anyway.
And how many siblings have you got? And how is the family life?
So I got one...
When you were younger?
I got one, like, full sibling. Like, my dad, I've got other siblings that I've only met a couple of them, to be honest. I've got like half brothers and sisters, the Africans. But I've got Africans, but I've got like one full sister, innit? So I'm the youngest child, innit, of my family.
Allahumma barak.
Yeah.
So talk us through like going to school and, like at home. How was it? How was the relationship at home with family and relationship in school with teachers and that?
School, like I went to a primary school called St. Mary's of the Angels opposite Brunel Estate. And primary school was, I can't lie, primary school was lit, man. Primary school was fun. Like, I was always kind of like, I would say like, not a class clown, but I was always like a talkative kid in school. I used to get in trouble a lot. I had like one of them cards from primary school. And going on to secondary school, I used to have one of them cards. That like, you have like the green card, yellow card, red card. Like, it's to do with like your... like being like bad in class, but like education wise, I was kind of smart, innit? So yeah, like primary school was fun. Like growing up in my household, obviously I'm Ghanaian. We was very like family orientated. Like yeah, and a majority of my family or my mum's family like used to live in the area, so we all lived next to each other. So my auntie, my grandmother, Like more time when I would go primary school, my mum and dad was working, so my nan, God rest her soul, she would always like more time she would pick me up from primary school, innit? And her house was closer to my primary school than my like mum and dad's house, innit?
Yeah.
But yeah, school was cool, man. I had a lot of fun experiences. A lot of people that I went primary school I ended up going secondary school with, and I'm still close friends with now. So yeah, man.
Yeah, so education-wise, it was lit. Like,
I would say like, yeah, do you know what it is? Primary school, I feel like I had more fun. One, because it was like, basically, my primary school was a mixed primary school, but then I went to a boys' secondary school, innit? And like, obviously, secondary school, naturally, man's getting into more trouble than primary school. But my trouble weren't really like class-wise. Especially in secondary school, I was in top sets for everything.
Oh, that's
You know what I'm saying? Like, I was always getting good
grades.
Good grades for like, my favorite subjects in school was history as well, history and maths. So I was always getting like A stars, A pluses. The only subject I kind of slacked on was English, funny enough, but not really slapped. I used to get C's and B's compared to like my other grades,
That's
innit?
good. Yeah.
I used to get suspended all the time, but it was mainly for like fighting. I'll be honest. You know how it goes, especially when you're like year 7, year 8. It's like everybody figures. And I feel like with a boys' school, bare testosterone. You know what I'm saying? So like, when I was getting into dumb fights, like even with my friends, like certain people that are still like certain friends now that I was getting into fights, them getting suspended, doing this, like getting in trouble with certain teachers. I remember there was a stage where I was getting suspended all the time, back to back. I'll get suspended for 2 days, come back to school for 2 days, get suspended. You know what I'm saying? And it got to the point where I got expelled. I'm not gonna lie, like permanently.
I hear you. So when you was in secondary school, did you finish it all, or did you?
No. So what happened was, like basically in year 10, it was like the beginning of year 10. I got like a mad. What was it again? I didn't get permanent excluded straight away. They sent me to like a PPI/PRU that was like round the corner from my secondary school. And I went to a boys' school called Gunnersbury. It was in like Brentford, Ealing. And obviously they took, like, imagine this, right next to Brentford, I don't know if it's still there, but Brentford Football Stadium, underneath it was like a youth centre.
Okay.
But they took me there for like, it was like 2-3 months I was going there. And then they brought me back to the school. And then I was still being naughty. Then I got fully permanently excluded. And then I was going, so I never finished it. This is in year 10 and that, so I never got my GCSEs, whatnot. But then obviously, you know when you get permanently excluded, you go to a centre. I went to a centre in my area, innit? And then I'll be honest with you, like mid in the centre, yeah, I started like the life of crime, which I highly regret. But sometimes I started like, before drug dealing, it was robberies, innit? I was robbing iPhones, watches, whatnot. And then while I was like in centre, I started like selling drugs, and I didn't start off with selling weed, like bear man sell weed before they start selling hard drugs. I started selling hard food, innit? So, but what I would do was, like during centre, I'll go centre, and obviously I wouldn't be trapping. And then when I finish centre at 3, I'll go to the block, and I would, you know what I'm saying, I'm trapping, you know what I'm saying. And then it got to the point where I remember one time, even dumbly enough, I was in centre, and I don't even know why I done this. Like, it was a tendency. When I actually deep it, it's actually such a dumb, like, it didn't make no sense. I just backed out bread on the table. It's not even my money, you know what I'm saying? Like that, but I backed out bread on the table, flipping what? And I just thought to myself, and I was getting rude to the teacher. I thought, fuck this, man. I just left. And I never came back. And it's every day, from early mornings to late nights, I'm trapping.
So do you,
know what I'm saying?
if I could go back a little bit, do you recall the first time you ever got arrested? And if you do, how old were you?
That's a good question. You know, the first time I got nicked was definitely for weed. For like possession of weed, innit? You know what I'm saying? But I'm trying to think. I think I was in Wessex, you know, I was in one estate, and I just got bagged. You know, sometimes Jake just pull up, stop a search, mate, and I was young. I think I was like 14.
Wow.
Yeah. 14 still.
If we now skip to, you know, you be like you said, after you're 10, you're in these units coming out on the block, shot in. When was the first time you went to prison? So how many times did you go to prison? And if you could tell us, you know, the timestamps of them all.
So it's mad because I didn't go, I know this seems bad, but like, I feel like I didn't go prison that young. Like, I went prison, when I went, you know how like adult prison, like the first prison I went to was Wormwood Scrubs, yeah? And basically there was a stage where the youngest basically no YOs was allowed there at first, innit? Like, you couldn't be 18 and go there, you have to be 21 and plus, right? But when I went to Wormwood Scrubs, I was 18, innit? You get
That's
me? And I think that's the year they changed it. Because I remember, sometimes I never been Felts. Even though in the future I went Felts. I remember going there and them looking at me and saying, oh, another YO, like, fucking hell. You know these screws that, go back to Feltham. That's why I've never been Feltham. You know what I'm saying? And the worst thing is, I remember, like I was yesterday, the first time I went jail, yeah? I went jail for selling weed, yeah? And, but like, I never thought I was going to go to jail. I went for a court hearing before anything trial or sentencing, they've remanded me, innit?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I remember that day like I was yesterday. I cut through the block. I went Hammersmith court. I bun a zoo outside the court. Gone into court thinking like, you know what I'm saying? Man's going to come out, go to another court hearing. They're talking about remand. You know what I'm saying? Straight to Scrubs. Man's gone to Scrubs. And literally, as I've stepped in the jail, I've had a fight with someone that I like, you know what I'm saying? Someone that I don't get along with straight away. We were having to come jail same day. You know what I'm saying? So as soon as I come jail, had a fight with someone. Gone to, at the time, I think like the high risk room was D-Wing.
Yeah.
Gone to D-Wing, single cell. And then jail life was just like, you know when your first experience in jail, and especially big man jail, is different to like Phelps and that. Like, man seeing mad things. I'm seeing older youths that I know, when I come into me, man are giving me weed. I'm seeing knives. You know what I'm saying? Like proper road knives in there, phones, everything. Man just, you know what I'm saying? But this is my first experience of jail, innit? I wasn't in jail for that long. I was in jail for like 6 months.
I don't even know why
as
I'm
well.
acting shocked because it's obviously the truth and I've heard of this a lot.
Yeah.
So in total, how many times did you go jail?
I think in total, I've been jail, including recalls. I had a couple sentences, and I think including recalls, I've been jail like 8 times.
8 times.
Yeah, including recalls.
And if you could let us know about the time that you like the craziest of times and the incidents that have happened in there. Like I know.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of things in jail.
Personally, what happened with you too?
Oh, so cool. Even one time, so I was on a case. It was a triple stabbing that got dropped to a violent disorder, which is a mad little kerfuffle that happened somewhere. And before I went on trial and got sentenced for that. I went on a visit, and I've got into an altercation with someone. And I'm not gonna lie, I didn't even see the knife. I beat the person like with a couple of my friends as well. But obviously the person's swinging his knife, and they've stabbed me in a couple of places, but the main place I got cut like in my neck, innit, here. You know what I'm saying? Like right next to my jugular, innit? And obviously because it was just a slice, it's like my skin is just opened up. But I ain't clocked. Mum's like, man beat the guy up, the girls pulled him away. Man's freaking another one. Around these times, I was getting into a lot of, especially in one of the scrubs, they knew me for like, on free throw for getting into a lot of fights. So I was just thinking another one bites the dust. The man is looking at me like, oh my days, like look at your neck type of thing, innit? And the worst thing is, imagine this. They didn't even take me straight to the hospital. You know what they done? They put me in seg for 2 hours. When they realized that like it wasn't that serious, they put me, so I was in seg. I remember I smashed up the whole block. You have that little chair in seg. And I smashed the window, everything. My main thing was, I wasn't even getting stabbed. I'm not gonna lie, I wanted to go on my visit. I was thinking, it's not that deep. You've patched me up. Why have you got me in segregation? I'm in block for 2 hours before you even stitched up my neck. My neck was open for 2 hours. And they've just put a little what's it called? Little plaster or whatever, little something to cover it. And then and the worst thing is, they said to me, because there's a hospital right next to Scrubs, isn't it? Yeah. They said to me, do you want to go to the hospital? And I said, fuck that, man. I don't want to go to the hospital. Like, they've got their own little hospital in jail. They said, it's up to you. And I said, I just want to go back to the wing as soon as possible. You know what I'm saying? I was angry. I didn't get on my, obviously I've got stabbed. I didn't get to go on my visit. Boom, gone to the hospital. Gone to the little jail hospital. I remember them giving me a little, what's it called? Sedative or whatever, stitching me up. I got 13 stitches on my neck. Went back to the wing.
And what year was that?
This was in 2017.
2017. Yeah. And was that your last sentence?
So basically, that was my last sentence. So I got sentenced for obviously the violent disorder, and then I got recalled in 2020 for that sentence. But I haven't been to prison since 2020.
Yeah. So the recall was initially because you breached your license.
Yeah. I breached my license for that case that happened in 2007.
And when you come out of jail, can you talk us through how life was like?
So when I came out of jail basically the beginning of 2019, yeah, and I was in a MAPA hostel, isn't it? It's like a approved premises. Like when you're going to go jail for a violent crime, not even go jail for a violent crime. If you've gone jail for a crime, and even if you're anonymous, you're violent in jail, you're just seen as a risk to society. Depending on, there's different levels. MAPA 1, MAPA 2, MAPA 3. I can't remember. I think the highest one is
MAPA 3.
I was the one in the middle, innit? And I was in a MAPA hostel. I think this MAPA hostel will close down. I was in a MAPA hostel in next to Burgess Park, like Woolly Road, Peckham, innit? Albany Road, yeah. And yeah, I was in my postal for time as well. Normally in there for like 3 months. I was in there for 5 months. You know what I'm saying? And when I was in the map postal, I was in South. I'm not gonna lie, more time I was in South. You know what I'm saying? Because I had like, imagine this as well. They gave me like, I think this is kind of dumb. So you could leave your map postal at 6 in the morning, yeah? But I had to sign on 3 times a day. I had to sign on at 11 a.m. I had to sign on 2 p.m. and I had to sign on 7 p.m. But obviously, as the time went on, like the months went on, I think my curfew got to like 11 p.m., yeah? So my mind was, look, obviously I'm from West, but what's the kind of the point of going back to West if I had to go back that many times? 11 a.m., 2 p.m. and 7 p.m. Look at the out. You know what I'm saying? It don't really make sense for you to... If I left at 11 a.m. to go to West London, then I have to come back at 2 p.m. That's 3 hours. You know what I'm saying? So more time, I stayed in South. You know what I'm saying? So I was just around in South. I was doing things in South London.
Like, what really got you acting out? You know, or like, not even using the word acting out, but like, what
made me get into trouble,
yeah,
basically.
made you get into trouble?
Like, do you know what it is? I feel like I'm just a very calm guy. I don't really seek out trouble, but I feel like people used to seek out the trouble in me, and like to just make it ghetto. Like I feel like people used to just think I was as a dickhead, innit? And obviously I weren't like a dickhead, innit? So that's why when I said that I was getting good grades and X, Y, and Z, but it was mainly fighting. It was like, I feel like people used to like try and take the piss out of me and end up having a brawl, end up having a fight, or I end up having arguments with teachers and doing certain things. And as well, think about it, getting suspended, I'm Ghanaian, African as well, getting suspended, wow, I was getting in through it with my parents, you know, like, especially my dad and my mom, and getting, you know what I'm saying, they was getting on to me because I was getting suspended, and I feel like even that used to get me kind of more angry as well, as a fact, like when I was young. So I feel like when I was young, I was just an angry kid, innit, you know what I'm saying, especially like me doing things in school, not even before I started doing proper crime, me doing things in school, as I spoke about before in a previous pod, my dad used to kind of dehumanize me because of that. And it just used to make me angrier and angrier. You get what I'm saying?
100%. 100%. So, you know, I know you're from Ladbroke Grove. I'm from Edmund. And Edmund, everywhere's just ghetto and it's hella estates. But what I've realised and what I want you to tell me about a bit more is, in Ladbroke Grove, right? How is it growing up the Ritz next door to the poor? Or the middle class, if you'd like to say.
I always used to say this when I was young. Like, I feel like if you're from the ends, you can't really be broke, because I feel like certain other areas, like especially in South, it's like you only had to do specific things to do. In Ladbroke Grove, like, alright, cool. Let me even say in a different manner, yeah? Cool. Like, there's people that went through the same life experiences as me, even worse than me. They didn't turn out like me. So I'm not blaming the environment or my parents or whatnot, because at the end of the day, we all had a choice.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? I could have went down a way, you know, there's people that has been through the same shit as me that's gone down a, you know what I'm saying, a way different path there. They was never doing crime, good in school, doing X, Y, and Z. So it was just the choice or the option that I chose. You know what I'm saying? But like Ladbroke Grove is a place where, as you said, the rich is right next to the poor, but like, it's always kind of been a ghetto place, I'll be honest. Like, if you really, like, look, you got Notting Hill, yeah? It's like Portobello Road is a long road. It starts at Notting Hill, but then it cut, like, the more you go down, you see, like, how, like, it looks ghetto. There's hella estates. We've got Brunel Estate. We've got flipping Goulburn Road Estate. We've got Trellick Towers. Like, we got Latimer. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's different parts of Grove, like, just hella estates. But then, on certain back roads, there's £1 million houses. So, rich people are walking out certain places, and rich people are getting robbed. You know what I'm saying? Simon's Cow's house is not too far from, like, my mum's house. His house, you know what I'm saying? It got blicked, it got burgled. You know what I'm saying? Like, certain things, like, but there was, from young, I've seen a lot of crime, innit? Don't, like, and everybody knows that about certain areas as well. So, like, I feel like maybe people thought that Grove weren't as ghetto as Peckham, but I'm telling you, from young, it was this, everything was happening. I see shootings from young, stabbings from young, robberies from young. Like, crime was prolific. You hit the front line, see 30 man outside Chicken Cottage. You'll go to the estate, you'll see 30 man chilling here, 30 man chilling in the back of the estate. You know what I'm saying? It was, but at the same time, it's just that I feel like other areas, it's all blocks and you're not seeing like nice bits. But Grove is just like a mix and match.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I hear what you're saying. So like, now fast forwarding back, I confused you earlier. Going back to what bit we were at. So when you was in the Mappa hostel, you said you was in the Mappa hostel for 5 months. How was it like integrating into society after doing? So wait, how many years in general, if you add up all your jail time, how many years was it?
So, cool. So when I said, I went when was scrub first, yeah? Remember when I said that, yeah? That was in 2014. So from 2014 to every year I was in jail. But I had months like, the longest month, the period I had on road in that time was probably, the whole of 2019. But before that, it would be like 2 months, 1 month. I was always going to jail, basically, innit? It was either recall or a sentence. Or I'll go to jail for something, and I would either beat the case, but I'll be in there for, like, I don't know, maybe 9 months, a year, X, Y, and Z. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I was kind of a back and forth type of guy. I wasn't like, some people... Yeah, some people, they get, like, a long sentence from young, and they've only been to jail once. They'll get, like, 10 years, do half, and never come back to jail. I was like a...
Unfortunately, a prolific offender,
I made silly choices when I was young. You know what I'm saying?
Now this leads to the question I wanted to ask you. If you could go back in time,
I wouldn't have done anything.
What would you do different? Like, what would you tell the younger you?
The younger me, boy.
Sorry, I know this is an emotional question.
No, you know what? It's just life, innit? And I got to own up from, like, the mistakes that I've made. You know what I'm saying? And everything is on me. I cannot blame anything else. I can't blame the government. I can't blame the product. I can't say I'm a product of my environment. Don't get to some people are the product of the environment. Cool, man, might be a bit, but I own up to everything I've done.
100%.
And if I could go back in time, I would have definitely got my GCSEs and I would have got flipping 8. Not to say that you can't become anything after qualifications. Qualifications don't really mean, it means something, but it don't mean nothing at the same time, innit? You know what I'm saying? But I would have loved to have it because I know I was capable of it. And I wouldn't have done no crime. I wouldn't have sold no drugs. I wouldn't have robbed anyone. I wouldn't have done, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't have done no crime, period, at all. It's just not cool. It's not, you know what I'm saying? It's not cool to live a certain type of life. You know what I'm saying?
Glorifying the hood is so predominant, and we need men like
that's
you
why
to
you
come
call the trap a trap, because it's a trap. It's a back and forth system. Don't get to, you might see a bit of money and you might see certain things, but you're going to go to jail. You're going to loot and you realize that majority, it don't even matter if they're rich now. Majority of the people that have been selling drugs or been doing certain things, they've lost majority of their money. I've seen money on top of money on top of money, and I've lost majority of it. Quick money goes quick. And I've transitioned from doing these type of things, and I've worked a 9 to 5 and lived a legit life.
We're going to get to that.
Yeah, so like I'm telling you, I would have worked, if I could go back in time, I would have worked from young, and I would have never done no crime.
I respect that.
But obviously, hey, we're here now, innit?
Qadar of Allah, you know? Yeah. And so, by the way, bro is a Christian. I'm a Muslim, you know? God is God, you know? We all come from Abrahamic religions, so respect is due, certainly. So, now, when you came out, and you came out of jail and you was out of the Mappa hostel, were you saying, like, how long did it take you to integrate in to society?
Well, alright, cool.
Like,
so
and get a job, because you just
so my main thing is that, like, so when I came out of jail that time, yeah. So I'm not gonna lie, I never like got into a relationship before, innit? I wasn't really like a sweet boy, as they would say. I don't really care about girls. I just cared about like certain things, innit? But when I was living in South, I met my ex-partner and I had I got her pregnant, innit? So it's like in that in that period, I never started working straight away, but I got recalled for something so dumb, yeah. And in the time when I got recalled, imagine this. I had my daughter. 11 days later, I got recalled. You know what I'm saying? So the first, I think I was in jail for like 7-8 months. That period of life, I went there. You know what I'm saying? And that was like my wake up call to be like, fuck this shit, man. You know what I'm saying? So I came out of jail, and I started working. Yeah. And obviously, because of my like criminal record, it was kind of hard for me to get a job. But like, I did it. I started working agency jobs, like night shift jobs. And let me tell you something. I commend people that work 9 to 5s. And I say these are the people that need to be glorified. And I say not
100%.
like people that's doing the road and doing certain things. Because at the end of the day, and I'm tell you this for free, it felt, even though like the drug game is a very lucrative game, yeah. So think about like the difference from making, let's say, 2,000 a day profit to making 1,500 a month, and then it's getting taxed, or 2,000 a month and then it's getting taxed. And I'm telling you, making that money, legit money, I felt so much more at peace and so much better in my life. And obviously, as a father, I just felt better. I just felt,
Of course.
you know, I had a proper like routine. I used to normally, from like things that's happened in my life, and obviously if you sell drugs, you just wake up early anyway. So naturally, doing that part of waking up, going to work, doing certain things, even doing night shift. I was doing long shifts. I remember doing a night shift job, and I was working like what? I was working from 5:45 to 8 in the morning. And I can't remember, I think that's like 13 hours. You know? Innit? Something like that. And that's not a 9 to 5, you know what I'm saying? That's a long, imagine doing that 6 days a week. You know what I'm saying? I was doing that. And I was still coming back, looking after my kid, going to sleep a bit, eating, then going to work. And I can't lie, I felt better doing that than doing all these other things. I didn't have to look over my shoulder. Like, I didn't have to, you know what I'm saying? It just, like, you know what I'm saying? It's just legit, you know, like, and then, so cool, I had my second child now. And when I had my second child, think about it, I couldn't work. I predominantly was working night shift jobs. So I stopped working night shift jobs when I had the second child. And I was trying to apply for loads of different jobs. They weren't accepting me because of my criminal record. I was even lying, I'll be honest. I was lying, and they was sending me back a whole film script of my convictions. But basically, I worked for a company in London Bridge in Borough Market. I was working for them for a very long time, nearly, might as well say, like 2 years. I was doing admin for them. I was riding an electric bike. I was in the van as a delivery guy. I was doing loads of different things. You know what I'm saying? And that was the most peaceful period in my life. Nobody looked at me as a felon. Nobody. I was just like, you know,
life is lit. Yeah.
I was just done. I swear down. I was just like.
Do you want water?
Literally.
Do you want your water? Might as well drink some. I respect it though. At the end of the day, you know, like you took the right steps in changing your life due to your daughter being born now. I know you've got 2 daughters, so was you doing that until your second child? And
so I was working for my first child. I'm just saying that I stopped doing night shift basically because obviously think about it, you got a newborn. You can't, like, you know what I'm saying, you got to wake up, you got to do certain things, and obviously like for having 2 children, weren't really fair on my partner at the time, so I couldn't work a night shift job with a newborn. You know what I'm saying? I had to work. So my job when I was working in Borough Market was from about 8. Sometimes it varied. It was one of them things where, like, but more time it was like 8 to 5, and that was my normal. Sometimes it'd be 8 to 6. Or some days I'd finish early, 4 o'clock, 4:30. So, you know what I'm saying? I could come back, help with the kids. There was even a point where I was coming back, letting my partner go to work. She had a little part-time job. And these times I was very like active in the gym as well. When she would come back, I'd go to the gym. Then I'd come back from the gym, put the kids would either be already asleep or sometimes, you know, they're up late. Put them to sleep, go to work in the morning. I was doing that for a very long time, you know what I'm saying?
Allah Mubarak, picking you up. On November the 20th, 2003, 2 a.m., 2:30 something km, you were shot 8 times, twice in the head and the rest in your body. If you could please talk, to us about it.
Before I even get into it, I'm going to say, as you would say, alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
Like, God is good.
Amazing.
Yeah? And before I even start getting into the story, I give all the glory to God, and I would not be here if it was not for him. You know what I say? Basically, that day, I was driving. That was the first day of the tremendous show, the beautiful pod.
Yeah.
First day it came out. Late nights, I was like driving back to my area, and there was people waiting for me. Don't know who, don't know why, but God willing, I'm here breathing. But anyway, I parked up, and yeah, they just literally opened fire on me. In my car, so I was sitting in my car in the driver's seat. They pulled up right next to me, and like they sprayed up the car, and the first thing I can remember is me getting shot. The first shot, that went through the car just hit me right in the head, right in the side of my head, and the second shot hit me probably right underneath, and I don't know how many shots got fired, but my car was looking like Tupac's car, they sprayed up my car. They weren't coming to ramp. And when I got them 2 headshots, I wasn't thinking about, obviously I've never been shot before, but when I didn't feel getting shot in the body, basically, if that makes sense, but I felt them shots. I felt them bullets collide through my skull and it hit me in the brain. Yeah, and I don't know, because I was in the driver's seat, I just flew into my passenger, I flew into the passenger, and while I'm getting sprayed, I probably get shots in my body, I'm feeling myself die. I'm feeling my brain switch off, and I remember vividly seeing a portal opening. It looked so evil, so demonic. It was red and purple. It was opening. My body was going through the portal. Half of my body, I think, it was up to here, and my hearing was going off. I just felt you know what it felt like? It felt like, you're playing COD, and you die in COD, and you get that little blood little scene, and you're just about to die in COD when you get hit up, It felt like that, but I'm seeing the portal, and then God is amazing, There's no other, and there's no CCTV footage of what happened. So, and I wish I could just how can I explain? I wish I could just. God is just amazing, because God saved me,
So you were saying you were going down this hole.
Yeah, I was going down this hole. Yeah, and what I believe is that was hell. If I died that day, I've done a lot of things in my life I regret. I lived an evil life, I might have been starting to go on the straight and narrow for a long period, but I've done a lot of bad things in my life, and I know I'm not hearing it. If I died that day, I'd have been burning in hell, whatever people believe. As I said, you're Muslim, I'm Christian, I believe in heaven and hell. I believe in God. It's real, and I saw what I saw, no doubt. I was going down that portal. God, an angel, only God knows, but it's definitely God, grabbed me by my, I didn't do it myself, grabbed me by my shoulders, and put me back in the driver's seat. They're still shooting at my car. It's it felt like God snapped his fingers, and my brain electricity went through my brain, and I just came back alive. I turned on my car, spun the wheel to the right, and whoever was in that car, I ripped off their whole car. I crashed into their car. They crashed into 2 cars on the road, and they ripped off. And at that time, God is an amazing God, and God calmed me. I feel like when I got shot, I don't even feel like through the whole experience I didn't panic. And I've seen people die, and I know that it's about being calm is like a very important thing. If your heart's beating too fast or you're moving in a certain type of way, like I've seen someone get stabbed in the neck and because they've been running in a certain type of way, heart beating, they end up dying. When if they was calm, someone tied something around their neck, you would have saved their life. God gave me calmness and I was calm. And in my mind, I was thinking, I need to drive myself to the hospital. I'm driving. Yeah, I drove like 10 minutes down the road with 8 bullet wounds in me, 2 in my head. My head's leaking. I'm driving. My car wheels are shot out. And what's it called? When you're driving on the rims, I could see in my rear view rims, I could see the sparks. I'm driving, and I've realized, no, I'm not gonna make it to the hospital. Let me drive back. I drove back to my mum's. I've ran in there, just so calm. God bless me with calmness. Put my key. When I put my keys through the block door, I put in the wrong keys. Put in the other keys. I ran into my house, and obviously bust the door. I've seen my mum. I'm looking horrific because obviously I've got blood all over me. My head's leaking. I said to my mum, look, I'm going to live. I've just been shot. Call the ambulance. At this time, obviously, people must have heard the shot. Someone's called police. Armed police is running up in there, in my house. And obviously, they're trained to do that paramedic stuff, whatnot. They just said to me, lie on the floor on your back. I've lied on the floor on my back. And in me lying on the floor, I say like in 10 seconds, it was pitch black. So I couldn't, all I remember was the police officer saying, can you still hear me? And I'm saying, yeah. Can you still hear me? But his voice is becoming fainter and fainter. My eyes are closed and it's getting black. I can't hear nothing. And then in my mind, 20 minutes later, I woke up. But imagine that, it was 5 days. I was in a coma for 5 days. They put me in an induced coma. So I got shot twice in my head, once in my neck, once in my chest just above my heart, one in my, what's it called, my arm. One blew off the tip of my ear. One skimmed my chin/lip and shattered my jaw on impact. And one went in my belly. Yeah. So cool. I've obviously they put me in a induced coma. I think mainly to take out because the main thing, even though obviously all these shots are dangerous, but the main thing is was obviously the shots to my head. So they put me in a induced coma. And funny enough, yeah, when this happened, obviously, as I said, I'm a Christian. My mom is a strong Christian woman. She prays for me every day, yeah, and she's got a very inspirational pastor. Funny enough, this pastor, when I woke up, I found out that obviously this pastor said that he had a vision, that I got shot. So when I passed out, he's called my mum saying, I've had a vision. God's given me a vision. He's going to get shot, or this is about to happen. My mum's screaming on the phone, he just got shot. He's running the house, he's bleeding, When I was in the hospital, my surgery was supposed to be 4 hours, but because of complications, it was 8 hours. They put me in an induced coma. And then as soon as, obviously, they finished the operation, their plan was to wake me up. They were trying to wake me up. I wasn't waking up. For 4 days, they were trying to wake me up. I wasn't waking up. They was about to pull the plug. They give you, I don't know what's called, but they give you injections in your head, in your brain, to try and wake you up. They weren't waking me up. The 4th injection, I had 4 injections in total. The 4th injection, I woke up. And in that space of me passing out, obviously it was 5 days, but in my mind, it was 20 minutes. It literally felt like 20. When I woke up in the hospital with all these tubes and me, X, Y, and Z, in my mind, it was 20 minutes. You know what I'm saying? And what happened is when obviously I got shot and I passed out, air ambulance came, lifted me, took me somewhere, took me to the closest trauma ward or whatnot. So cool. Yeah, man. So by the grace of God, I'm alive. I'm tremendous. I'm healthy. And my mindset is clearer after getting 2 headshots. I know I got a close friend of mine. Yeah, God bless his soul. He got shot in the same place I got shot. I got shot 8 times. He got shot twice in his head. Where is he? We had to bury him. He's dead. I know someone else that got shot once in the chest. Same bullet. I got hit with 9mm bullets in their chest. They're dead. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people, I'm Christian, I got a lot of friends that's Muslim. A lot of people, Muslim and Christian. A lot of people, this situation brought a lot of people closer to God. And we're always saying anything that I say, and I'm here to speak positivity and try and uplift the youths. Like, God is amazing. God is great. I'll tell people to pray and try and be as close to God as possible. This life is temporary. You know what I'm saying? This life is a test, and life is just like, it's a stepping stone to the next. I believe that the next is everlasting. It's forever. This is just, you know how it goes. You won't, like, I'm not gonna lie, after this experience, I'm not here now. I'm gonna live to 100 anyway. I'm hoping to live past 100, but it's temporary. The next life is everlasting. I say, so glory be to God, and I would not be here. I don't care what anyone has to say. People can say I'm strong-minded, I was eating healthy, or, you know, my thing, kind of bowler and that, but that don't mean nothing. This was God that saved my life. You know what I'm saying? And every day after the situation, I thank God, and it just brought a lot of people closer to God. People that weren't praying their 5 salahs a day were praying their 5 salahs a day. People that weren't reading their Bible was reading their Bible, all because of the love of me trying to like pray to God to save me. You know what I'm saying? But when it's your time to go, it's your time to go. People get stabbed once and they die. People get shot once and they die. People get smacked and they hit their head on the pavement and they die. Me, as the man I am, I got shot 8 times. And even nurses and doctors were saying to me when I came out, obviously I didn't remember that minute, because they said when I came in, obviously my eyes, whatnot, they're just saying, do you remember me? And I was like, no. And they're like, I'm not gonna lie, we've never seen anything like this in our life. I'm not gonna lie. Even the nurse didn't want to say it to me. She said, I thought you was dead. I'm shocked to see you. You're alive. You're healthy. You know what I'm saying? So,
how long did it take for you to come out of the induced coma? Obviously, I know, but like, how long did it take you to come out of an induced coma?
So, I was in a coma for 5 days. So yeah, 5 days.
And then how long did it take for them to discharge you?
They discharged me. Imagine that, I was in a coma. I was in a coma longer than I was actually recovering in the hospital. And it's funny because my pastor even said, I'm not gonna lie, my mom's a strong woman, but obviously anybody that would have saw that, it's a horrific sight. You're gonna be worrying, you're gonna be panicking, there's gonna be a bit of doubt. God was calming her, but at the same time, my pastor said to her, I'm telling you, do not worry. God told me he's going to wake up. This was destined. This was all meant to happen. Yeah? And I woke up. And he said as well that I was going to come back stronger, mentally stronger, physically stronger. And the doctors even said, they said that minimum I'll be here recovering is a month. I had serious brain injuries. Some people their head gets skimmed and they're not talking correct. They're not moving correct. Some people get shot in the neck. They can never walk again. They're paralyzed.
God.
And the way I healed, even in that 4 days I was in hospital, like, I'm still healing now, but I've been healing mad fast. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, as I say, I always say it. Glory be to God. I'm here. I'm happy. I'm tremendous. I'm ecstatic. And we got a tremendous God.
Fuck this whole gang, yo, like the street stuff, kids.
People show, especially in this gangster lifestyle, and I was induced by that when I was young. I see people living a certain type of life. I wanted to do it. Yeah. And I said I wanted to make money. I wanted to be cool. But I'm telling you, one, it's not. People show the pros, but people don't show the cons. And let me show you the cons of a man that has lived this gangster life. The cons is, one, you're gonna go hapsi, like you're gonna go jail, whether you want it or not. You'll make riches, but you're definitely gonna lose majority of them riches. I got loved ones, people that I love dearly. That's their life off in jail. They're riding life and their families are missing them. And then people that are in the grave that I got to remember every year, that I got to bury, that I cry about sometimes. And you could lose your own life. It's just a miracle that I'm here. You know what I'm saying? People always show the pros, but not the... And of course. Imagine that. But, bro, God bless my friend's soul. Yeah, I miss this guy so much. Exactly like me. The same thing happened. But obviously, it was more... I got shot more. He got shot twice in the head. He's got 2 daughters.
Yeah.
I've got 2 daughters. Imagine that.
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen.
So,
you know, I remember the first time I got to speak to you and you come out of the coma. It was the first day you come out of the coma. The first thing you said was, I am giving myself to God. Like, I am going to teach these kids and show them.
Of course.
I'm going to be a walking testimony of what not to be. And I swear I couldn't stop crying because I saw that in you beforehand. That's the whole reason why we started the pod. Yeah, we can banter. Yeah, we can joke around and... You know what I'm saying? But really and truly is to...
We want the betterment for the youth.
Yeah, we want the betterment for the youths, and we refuse to be walking statistics.
Amen.
And even me recording this video today, I was very scared coming to the studio. I didn't want, but it was you. You were like, I prayed on it. You know what I'm saying? I need to keep the motion going. This is the only way the youth will understand. Right. So, you know, I'll always be here for you as well. And I'm proud of you. I'm proud of your mindset. I'm proud of the man you are. You know what I'm saying? And big up your mum, you know? A lot of people like to do the segregation thing and segregate people from different religions. At the end of the day, we are all human. I heavily believe we need each other in this life and not the hereafter. So kindness goes a long way. So I do appreciate you.
No, of course.
You know, bro, for life,
sister,
man.
I love you, man.
I love you too. I love you too. Chat to me though. You know, healing wise. This guy, guys. This guy.
I can't wait to get back in the gym. I'll be honest. Obviously, I'm not in the gym yet.
We'll add in the clips. Tell us. what from when you got discharged, and you was at your auntie's house or whatever, what have you been doing there? Because when I'm on FaceTime to this guy, it's barbaric.
Yes, she's making it more out to be than it seems, isn't it? Look, obviously at first, as I said before, they said I was going to be in hospital for a month, And even from when I came off these mad drips or whatever they're called, when they're feeding you for the nose, I couldn't eat. They had a tube in my neck when I was in the coma to help me breathe or whatnot. I couldn't. When I woke up, drinking water hurt. But then 2 days later, it didn't hurt no more. You know what I'm saying?
It's the Black Sea, though, you.
Yeah, shout out Black Sea, though. I can't lie. That shit is amazing. But, yeah, like, recovery-wise, obviously, I've done my own physiotherapy, basically, like, I like to walk around, innit? I like to stretch, do certain things. Even the doctors tell me, like, even while I was in hospital, it's good to, like, just walk. I was walking around the ward, heavily, like, taking deep breaths in, sticking my arm up, doing these type of things. Obviously, I'm not gonna lie, I thought to myself one day, like, I wonder, like, how it would feel to do press-ups, especially I got shot in my chest and, like, certain things.
And what day was that?
So cool. I got discharged from the hospital on the 29th, I'm not too sure, but it was like maybe like about 4 days later.
Guys, we're recording. Today is the 5th, right?
Yeah.
Today's the 5th of October.
December.
December.
Yeah,
look at me. I'm a and look at him. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not going to do it now, but I can't lie. Yeah, NAWAL was getting onto me, but my mom was getting onto me, but I felt like, you know, come on, man, you can't just sit down and just be lazy. And I'm an active guy. I like to be active. So I just thought to myself, let me just try to do a couple press-ups, innit? And yeah, it was a piece of cake. You know what I'm saying? This is all God.
100%. Now, you know, before we wrap up the show, I just want you to, like, speak from your heart what you feel and what would you say to the kids today that, you know, glorify the life, you know, like.
Let me tell you something. Let me not even just kids, people my age and older. Because at the end of the day, my main thing is that it don't matter what you've been through in life. There's people that's gone through worse than me. You can always change. You can always thrive for the betterment and just you know what I'm saying? Just like good things in your life. Don't just because you've done certain things or you've gone down a certain path, you can choose. It's up to you. Like, the main thing is it's up to you. It don't matter what problems you've got or certain situations. It's up to you. You know where to put yourself at the right time, at the right place. You know what things will happen to you. So, obviously, in this day and age, I'm not like, there will always be violence. There will always be certain things going on. And it's easier for. There's a lot of kids walking around here that's not involved in like gang things and certain things. You're walking around here, you're looking a certain type of way, you want to screw out your face, you're moving a certain type of way. I'm telling you, yeah. As a man, or you think it's cool to do certain things. As a man that's done everything under the sun, I've done everything, I've seen everything. I'm telling you, this is not the life that you want to live. You don't want to see your friends die. You don't want your parents or your children to see you die. You don't want to go to hell. You don't want to be in jail for the rest of your life or even a lot. You don't even want to be in jail for a week or a month. You don't want to be going through these things. There's more to life to strive for, more to life to live for. And I look at kids at a certain age, because look at what I said to you when I started doing crime, when I started misbehaving. It all starts in the schools. It all starts with your mindset. It all starts with certain things. So I beg you, you kids that's at this certain age, that's maybe 13, 14, 15, 16, even guys that's my age, and you're still doing certain things, you can better your life. You can be legit. You don't have to be doing certain things. Don't be a walking statistic. Don't be like, not just to say it's just people of colour, but a lot of black people, it's black on black crime as well. We're killing each other for what?
For what?
We're killing man's burying man's bedrooms for what? For what? Because at the end of the day, I'm a father. I see, like, there's people that I might not even liked in the past that are dead. I got friends that are dead. What have we all got in common? One, we're all black or minority, and we've all got family. No parents should bury their children. No. It's even sad for a parent to bury for a human being to bury their father or mother. But that's how it should be. It should not be the other way around. We shouldn't be living like this. Fact. This is sadistic. It's evil. And it all starts with forgiveness as well. I don't know who done this to me, but at the bottom of my heart, I pray every day. I forgive them, and I hope that person sees God, and I hope that person has a blessed life, and what happens to me certainly don't happen to them. Because at the end of the day, at the end of the day, this is not a joke. No human being, everybody's life is precious. Your body is a temple. Everybody's got a spirit. They've got a soul. Nobody deserves to die, regardless of what they've done. You know what I'm saying? Nobody deserves to take a life. This is a serious sin. So I just want people to better their life, and every day I'm a preach. I don't care if it's annoying. I don't care if it's X, Y, and Z. I will still scream the same shit because I nearly lost my life. Yeah, and even before that, I was saying that, but it's just giving me even more. But there's a reason. Why am I alive and why ain't the next man alive? You know what I'm saying?
You know what I really do believe. Obviously, like he said, we both come from different religions, but respect always. I really believe like the angels dragged you back up in Islam. It says when your time is written, is written. You know, you can't dodge it. When Malaka Maud, the angel of death, comes to visit you, then that's it, you're gone. You know, I feel like this was an eye opener, so you can change lives. Because let's keep it real now, yeah. Like I like to say, let's keep it G.
100% real.
You know, actually. A lot of people know you. A lot of people know what you've done when you were younger. A lot of people, you know, think you're this monster of a human. So the fact that, you know, God gave you a second chance is so you can preach to the kids, so the kids understand, like this man that was a savage on the roads, this man that done A to Z is today preaching.
A man's not glorifying everything that man's done in the past.
Dickhead shit.
Of course.
You get it? Know, we don't respect it.
I don't respect it at all.
You know, 100%. And a lot of people, you know, and there's a lot of people, you just don't hear of them because they're not on the internet and stuff. Of course, what I mean? Yeah, that have the same mindset as you. So I just want to, say Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen to Allah, God, for bringing you here and, you know, making you able to say what you got to say. Do you know what I'm saying?
And I'm telling you, I just got to say it once more again. I'm telling you, whatever you think, let me tell you something. It's easy for someone to pick up a gun. It's easy for someone to pick up a knife. It's easy for someone to do bad things. It's easy for someone to be vengeful and seek revenge. But it's so hard to forgive. And I'm telling you, you're much more of a man. I don't care what anyone has to say. Yeah, someone could say you're a pussy. Someone could say you're soft. Someone could say you're this. I'm telling you for free. You're the man you are if you forgive someone. Yeah, it could be a small thing they've done to you. It could be a like a big thing they've done to you. Forgiveness is key. Like, how can God forgive you if you're not prepared to forgive your fellow human being? You know what I'm saying? And this is where it starts. And I know certain things will probably not end. Certain wars will probably not end. But
I pray they do.
I pray it does. I pray. You know what I'm saying? And it all starts with people understanding that. At the same time, like I always say this to people. Like, there's people that people might have problems with. You're from the same area and you grew up with each other, you probably like each other. You'll probably be friends. You know what I'm saying? We all got the same type of mindset. We all grew from the same type of, irrespective of what we believe or what area we were from or X, Y, and Z. All of this is bullshit. Like, to the core. Like to the core. It's a joke. So, just, I'm telling you, think about your life. Think about your family. Think about what you want to be in the future. Think about God. And think before you do things, because when something's set in stone, it's set in stone. And when you're young, you can change your life. There's people that are like 40, 30 going through the same vicious cycle. They might still be alive, but they're going through the same vicious cycle. Jail, near death, this, that. It's not cool. You're only seeing on the internet and certain things. You might be seeing man looking like this, but you don't even know the trauma that a man's been through. You don't even know the man crying, looking over their shoulder, doing certain things. You don't want to live like that. Who wants to live like that? You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, man. Like, I'm telling you. Don't, like, trust me. Think about your life and like, I hope anybody that's listening to this really takes in what I've said, and God bless everybody that's listening to this.
Thank you guys for watching. I've been NAWAL.
I'm LugaVelz, and we're tremendous.
And we're tremendous.
And God is tremendous.
And God is tremendous.
So, see you guys later. Stay prayed up. Stay blessed. Yeah.
Catch us next week, 8 p.m. Like, comment, and subscribe.